One of my favorite controllers of all time has to be the NES Dog Bone controller that came with the top loader NES. I love the overall design of it. I think it's a lot more comfortable than the original, it doesn't take in my hands, and I actually do like the angle of the buttons, but I found a lot of people in recent videos have commented they don't like this angle. Which got me thinking, there's a lot of controllers that utilize this. What do you think of these? So if you weren't a fan of the Dog Bone controller, what did you think of the original Game Boy? Because taking a look at the buttons, spaced about the same way apart, they've got the same sort of angle to it, but not just the original Game Boy. Oh, no. We have the Game Boy Pocket that also kind of has that same sort of button configuration and location. But wait, we also have the Game Boy Advance that shares that same sort of button layout and configuration. But wait, we also have the GBA SP that has that same sort of button location and orientation. But wait, how about the DS that has that same sort of button location and orientation? But wait, you have the 3DS, new 3DS, 2DS that also kind of has that button configuration. What about on the N64? Or even before that, what about the Super Nintendo? Because they still have that sort of angle here to the buttons. What about the Wavebird controller? Because that kind of maintains that sort of angle to the buttons. But wait, it's not just on those. What about on the Wii U gamepad, where we still have that sort of button configuration? But wait, the Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons and the Pro controllers have that same angle to the buttons, and that's just with Nintendo. What about the original PlayStation controller? Has that same angle to it. In fact, they have maintained that through all of their controllers, up through and including the DualSense controller on the PlayStation 5. But wait, even though they screwed up the position of the A and the B button, actually it's a copyright issue, but I mean, look at the angle here on the Xbox S controller, all the way forward to the Xbox 360 controller, which two of my least favorite controllers, they still got that right. Moving forward to the Xbox One S and One S controllers, still has that same sort of angle to the buttons. But wait, how about the Evercade Versus? Still has that B and A and B angle to it. And how about the Hyper Megatech Super Pocket? Same sort of thing. And the Evercade EXP. Same sort of thing where it's got that angle to the buttons. But wait, even Nintendo themselves followed this sort of button layout before this with the NES Advantage, where you had the buttons at an angle just like this. It's interesting that you can draw a lineage from the Dog Bone controller all the way to like the DualSense 5 controller. I mean, this is really interesting to see how this design has kind of carried on and influenced this.